Aloha and welcome. My name is Deepa and this is Let's Evolve Together. This is your new moon in Cancer, Akashic record, and tarot reading. So the new moon in Cancer takes place on July 17th, just around the corner. And I am willing to bet that a lot of you are definitely already feeling this, as Cancerian energy usually pulls us more inward toward ourselves. So we really are going into our own little shell. It's like the hermit crab pulling back and retreating from too much external engagement or activity. So if you're feeling quiet this week or the need to be quiet, it's for good reason. So please nurture yourself during this time and don't push it. If you feel like you're getting invitations to go out, but you're just not up for it, or if you have a lot of appointments and you really need to clear your calendar, then make sure you support yourself and do that. So just do what you feel is right for you and not what you feel is right for somebody else. That'll be an important way to support your energy at this time. Okay, so welcome if you're new here. Of course, welcome back if you have been a subscriber for a while now, and thank you so much for continuing. Basically, if you don't know how my readings work, I'm just going to give you a quick little introduction. What you see here are pick-a piles. I read these at the end. This is always pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. This way you get the general collective new moon in Cancer, or whichever moon we're on. You'll get that general collective reading. And at the end, it's an opportunity for the reading to get more specific. Of course, as with any general reading, you should only take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. And just make sure that you're honoring yourself by listening to the messages that feel like they're right for you, and feel free to let go of anything you don't need. During the reading, I'm going to be pulling oracle cards, tarot cards, guidance cards. I'll do a little reading on this card from the book about the general energy of this new moon in Cancer. And I'm also going to be reading from the Akashic records and see what the Akashic records want to tell us about this new moon. So I'm actually going to start with that. I've already opened the Akashic records for this new moon of Cancer of 2023. So I'm just going to reconnect. I will tell you what I've already seen, but I will also go back in to see what else is there. Okay, so when I first opened the Akashic records for this new moon in Cancer, I saw, I think it would be about shin deep, but I saw fog, and it was about shin deep. So it wasn't completely encompassing. It wasn't blinding, but there was definitely, like, I couldn't see my feet. I couldn't see the path to walk. It was really thick white fog. But what was really beautiful is that what was emerging from this fog was symbols, different symbols like a key or heart or any kind of archetype, any sort of symbology that might come from your subconscious, for instance. It literally could be anything and everything. It could be an animal, the cloud, the sun, the moon. But basically what I was receiving from the Akashic records is, this is an insular time. You know how fog can make you feel really cozy almost. If you've ever been in a cloud or felt like you've been in a cloud, it's like you're surrounded by this haze, and it pulls you inward toward yourself, and it kind of encourages you to stay inside of your house, want to build a fire if you're somewhere in cooler temperatures in your fireplace. Pick up a book maybe and dive deep into your own soul's inspiration at the time to see what you can retrieve as a treasure. So this Akashic record reading was very similar to that. So there's fog about shin deep on my legs. I can't see a way forward, but I am receiving from this fog. So maybe I can't see or take outward action and move forward on my path, but actually stepping back and moving inward and getting quiet allows me to be more receptive. So these symbols that are rising up from the fog, I took that as meaning there will be these symbols rising from your subconscious to help bring you healing, clarity, maybe even epiphanies about yourself and the way you've been doing things, about what you've been allowing in your life or not allowing in your life. But basically, the fog is a representation of the subconscious mind, or what we would call the moon. So in any new moon, you have the sun and the moon conjunct in its particular sign. At this point, that would be Cancer. So the sun and the moon are here together, partnering to make this a very transformational and powerful time. And as you know, as most of you know, new moons are a special time for new intentions, to make new intentions about manifestation and new beginnings. So when you have the sun and the moon working together in the sign of Cancer, it really is a lot about our soul's evolutionary journey and the healing of any wounds of our human psyche. And so this visual that I got from the Akashic Records was exactly talking about this exactly. So the fog represents the subconscious, because the subconscious, like in your dreams or when you go on maybe a visualization or some sort of meditative healing journey, the subconscious can bring you these jewels, these symbols, these archetypes from deep within that will help you to solve the mystery of yourself, why you've been doing certain things, why you allow certain people in your life, why you've had one problem and you can't seem to work your way out of it, for instance. And these are just examples. But these symbols are clues and breadcrumbs to lead us into our healing, which will lead us to a deeper wholeness and more integration of our psyche. So we come out of having these separated parts of our consciousness, and we come into more integration where everything is working as one whole. Everything's on the same page. Everything's in alignment. And then there's more peace and harmony as a result. So this is definitely a powerful time to receive deep, intuitive messages, whether that's from your higher self, your spirit guides, or your subconscious. Okay, so this is just a really great time to get quiet. And if you are feeling called to get quiet or be quiet, you may be one of those people that is meant to receive a message from your soul at this time. Also, I have to say, sometimes messages can come thundering in. And, it could be an argument that brings up an epiphany inside of you, makes you realize something. So don't expect it to just happen one way. It could happen in any number of ways. But I think this is a resurfacing of something that was once yours, or a clue to help you find a piece of yourself, or a recognition of something in your life that you really need to help yourself move forward. So it's going to be a very magical time. And I did pick some magical decks, so to speak, but I believe they're all magical. But just to kind of give us more of an idea of what tools we might want to use right now and where the compass might be pointing us. So yeah, it might not be a time to forge ahead really strongly or make some huge decisions. Of course, it may be for you, and that's fine too. But it may be more of a receptive time, a time to open and a time to listen deeply to the people around you, to your higher self, and to your subconscious, paying attention to your dreams, or maybe messages and songs and movies and things like that. So anything that strikes a chord in you, maybe write it down, pay attention to it this week, and this week coming. Especially, within that week following the new moon, there can be some really powerful insights. And the other thing to remember is to just hold clarity around the new intentions you want to set at this time. This will be a powerful time for not dragging the old into the new. So just kind of taking stock of what you really want to let go of emotionally, any emotional baggage, any heaviness from the past, any lessons you feel really complete with. Just feeling a real release, a real refreshing release, and letting the sun shine on you in a new way, allowing something new to emerge, something new to birth from you. That's the kind of energy this is. It's like that moment a seedling cracks through the surface of the earth to start growing now on the surface. It was growing underneath for so long in the darkness as a seed, but it's just cracked, and now it's going to start growing above. So enjoying that fresh sunlight, it's that kind of energy, okay? So I'll dip more into the Akashic Records as we go to kind of get more information if we need it, and I'll definitely allow the insight of the Akashic Records to guide the tarot and oracle cards. So first card out, this is the Earth Warriors Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild, given to me by my dear friend Jason Donaldson. And I'm just going to read the card I've already chosen. I did this so I could find it quickly in the book and read you the passage. Wow. 23, Abuela Medicina, remedy of the grandmothers. And doesn't that look like transformation right there with the skull? This also reminds me of wisdom passed down. Of course, it says remedy of the grandmothers, so that also reminds me of that. But this feels like wisdom they've learned over time, maybe even in the Akashic realm. It's all stored there. And being open in our crown chakras and our third eye to be able to receive those messages, those higher messages from the Akashic realm, so that we truly can learn from our ancestors what they've been through and what they want to share with us at this time for our next steps moving forward. So especially if you're doing ancestral clearing or any sort of deep healing work, shadow work, this would be a really powerful time for our passed on loved ones to come in with any messages they need to share about what they've learned from their lives and any wisdom they want to impart to you, as well as any apologies or ways that they want to bring that karma into neutrality, and insights too. I'm hearing insights from the past, because what they're saying is this journey that they were on is also the journey that their grandparents were on, and then the grandparents before them. And every life is connected just as much as yours is connected to your grandmothers and grandparents. So it's a continuation. It's like a spiral or a cycle, over the same lessons over and over again until they're learned and integrated on a very deep soul level. So it's a lot like repetition, repeating something so much until it's just a part of you. So there's a lot of energy moving forward into embodiment at this time, especially with the sun and the moon together. There's understanding two sides of the self and bringing them into balance, like divine masculine with the sun, divine feminine with the moon, shadow with the divine feminine or the dark, and the light with the divine masculine with the sun, and bringing those two into a loving embrace as one within your being, full harmony, peace, and integration within. So there's more of the story here that wants to emerge at this time, especially during Cancer season. Very nostalgic time where we take a lot of trips down memory lane. We do this to integrate pieces of our life's lessons and challenges that may have gotten lost in the shuffle, may have gotten forgotten or missed. And these pieces come up into our psyche so that we can make sure we've covered all our steps on our evolutionary paths. So what they're saying is, this isn't the first time we've all been through this. And that's like a little reminder that there's this cycle, this pattern happening when we go through, when we're trying to learn a specific lesson. And that not to be too hard on yourself if you feel like, why am I still learning from this? Aren't I through this yet? There's something about the repetition that will finally bring all the pieces to the surface, like the Akashic records were showing. There was symbols emerging from the fog. Will bring all the pieces to the surface that you need in order to continue filling in the puzzle pieces of your life's journey. And remember, it is about the journey, not about the destination. So it's the processing, the integrating, and the learning that you're going through that is the fulfilling of your mission, the fulfilling of your life. It's not necessarily getting to some sort of end goal, but it's how you process it all, what you learn from it, and how you take it forward. So let's check in with the actual meaning of the card. Believe in the formidable power of healing, of the transformation it can provide for all aspects of your being and your life. Medicine comes from spirit in many forms to facilitate healing of body, mind, and soul. Whether it is the correction of unhelpful habits of thought, guidance for practical steps to resolve a physical imbalance, or deep soul healing that frees you into the fulfillment of your divine potential There is no limit to what can be healed through grace. A current of divine healing is flowing to you and through you now. Open yourself to participate in a beautiful healing transformation. Okay, so this is going to get a little bit more clear. You are on a healing journey. Put your trust in the genius of spirit and the medicine of the earth, through which divine healing can express itself. As you allow your spiritual connection to guide your earthly steps with synchronicity and divine intervention, you will be supported through a healing journey that will be profound for you. This oracle indicates a healing outcome that will enhance your soul journey. Your soul has healing gifts, and you are meant to fully participate in an exploration of healing that is of interest to you. You are meant to understand how it is that you are a healer in your unique way, whether that be professionally or how you are as a person in the world more generally, just as part of your life journey. See how this is a part of the whole of the life journey. So that seems to be coming up even in the book. All right, so let's see how this plays out in the tarot. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups in reverse. So just right off the bat, there could be a need to resolve maybe a lesson in relationships that you've often had to face. Or that could be what's coming up to be brought into more integration. So what about this Two of Cups in reverse, Spirit? What is this about? Nine of Pentacles. So basically it looks like with the Two of Cups in reverse and Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles is, it's like the lack of self-empowerment. Because the Nine of Pentacles upright is the sovereign, the one who empowers herself, the one who magnetically attracts everything she needs because she realizes that her true fulfillment lies within in her connection to source, that her cup is filled from within. So when you're seeing the Two of Cups in reverse next to the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it's almost like you're giving your power away in some way in what looks like intimate relationships or close relationships. It just doesn't have to be just romantic. You learned something possibly from watching your parents, watching your grandparents, or the people who took care of you. You learned something about relationships that maybe wasn't 100% healthy or supportive for your divine potential and growth. Now, it does play a purpose. It doesn't mean it didn't help you grow, because it's obviously certainly doing that, especially if you're watching these videos. You're obviously on that path. So in that way, it served as a compass pointing you in a direction, you know, like look here for the pieces that you need to bring into balance. For you, if this resonates with you, there's something for you in the way that you relate, in the way that you communicate, in the way that you give or overgive, the way that you receive or block receiving, anything having to do with the symbiosis or the symbiotic nature of a healthy relationship, whether that be in family or with romantic partners. There's some aspect of the way you've been relating that has been keeping you from your own empowerment. Okay, so that's what is being asked to be integrated and healed at this time. Because once you have that peace, once you recognize that peace, it will come into karmic neutrality and it will start to become integrated within you. Once the realization happens, that's it. You won't be repeating that pattern again. Even if you're aware it's there, the realization is a deeper epiphany about it, on maybe why you were doing it, like why it was a survival mechanism for so long and why you took it on. It will bring you the food that you need to be able to take, it's like that nourishment that you need to have the energy to take your next steps in a new direction. So there's something here for you in relationships. So what else do we need to know about this energy, Spirit? Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of reversals here, and I just think that this means time to go within. It's the Hermit energy in the tarot. Time to go within and reflect. Okay, so Hangman is the only one that's upright, which makes sense because this is a time of pause. This is a time of stillness for a lot of people. And it might be that other aspects of your life are moving forward and moving along just fine, but there's a stillness around healing relationships or communicating, or maybe you're on a healing journey with your partner or doing shadow work about your relationship style, anything like that. It feels like the relationship area of your life could be at a standstill, the hanged man, to bring new perspectives. You're trying to get a new perspective on an old pattern, okay? And it will bring you to this Knight of Pentacles upright if you keep going with it. Remember, repetition is really good for you, that you want to keep going over it until you get it, until you crack through your own codes, until you have that realization you need that will bring you the nourishment you need to move forward with your next best step. Because the Knight of Pentacles reverse tells you it's like a double stop. Like for me, the Knight of Pentacles upright is almost at a standstill himself. He's the only knight that appears to not be moving at all. With all the knights in the tarot, he is not in motion. He's often contemplating his moves before he moves forward with his plan, before he takes his next step. This is like a double stop. So he's paused here. It's a double pause. When you have it in reverse, it's a double pause. And it means before I even think of a plan, before I even get on that horse and get all my gear together, all the things I need, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to work on, I'm going to see what needs to come through about this. I'm just not ready to make any forward moving action. And that's what this week and next week is about. There's a lot of deep contemplation around relationships or what something meant to you. Maybe it was a past relationship you're trying to understand. Maybe it was a childhood relationship. But either way, you're not going to move forward with your understanding of it until this contemplative time is over. So right now we're kind of being held in that fog or that at a standstill so that something new can emerge from the subconscious, offer us a gift or a treasure from there. We can take that piece, integrate it, and then move forward all the better because of that. So it's a really very magical, receptive, sort of Piscean time where we're getting all these messages from the higher realms, as long as we're open to them and open to receive and open to listen and see things in new ways. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's what this is about. Very magical. It's more about the prayer and the intention setting and the quiet time than it is about forward moving action or decision making. Okay. So let's see. So that's what's going on. How are we showing up in this energy spirit? I wonder if you can see that. Let's do this. That was a weird noise. Something going on over there at the other end of the house. Okay. Okay, yep. So we got the moon. Wow. So this is how we're showing up. We're showing up in the Cancer energy. So this is perfect. We're really feeling this. And of course we are, because the Cancer moon makes us feel our feelings. So we're in it, and here again with the two towers is balancing your moon and your sun, your divine inner masculine and inner feminine. Those two, you're trying to bring them into balance within. Before I move forward, that would be the energy of the sun. Before I take action, there's something in the darkness of my being, the shadows of my being, not negative parts of my being, just has a different quality of energy. The quieter parts of my being, I'll say. There's something that wants to be revealed and synergized with the solar aspects of my being. So this is how we're responding to this energy. We're listening, and this is exactly what we should be doing. So this is an amazing card to get. It's a major arcana card. It could only mean that we're listening to what the energy is asking from us, which is to take a time out, to pause, and to receive. Let's do this. This way we can see everything. Okay. All right, and I took out the Wizards Tarot deck too, because, the wizards are the ones who are usually the wizards and the witches seen doing their spells and trying to manifest their next best steps. And so it's almost like before you even think about what you want to manifest, you need to clear up the past first. So I thought this deck would be really suiting for this energy, well suited for this energy. But also I've been watching Harry Potter all week with my daughter because she got bad scrapes from a fall on Sunday. She's totally okay, but she's mending these deeper wounds And all she can do is sit and watch television and rest. So she's being called to rest as well this week instead of being out with friends at camp like she normally would be. And so then I'm being called to nurse her in the way that I need to as a mother. And I'm also resting because of that. So I haven't popped my head out of the shell too much this week either. And it's for good reason, because I'm doing the caretaking role more than anything. And that's very Cancerian as well. So you may feel the need to care for someone else who's going through something, right? It could be that kind of energy too. Okay, so let's now see, what is the guidance for this? What is the guidance? Okay, 9 of Cups. So I feel like that is 9 of Cups right under the 9 of Pentacles in reverse is like, okay, so how to remedy this 9? There's a 9 and a 9 right here, one above the other, mirroring each other. So if things aren't going the way you want, it's time to dream, right? He's got his feet up, all the cups are in the air. He's dreaming about all his wishes being fulfilled. And he's really feeling it. He's got a smile on his face. He's totally relaxed. It's as if everything he's ever wanted is right there in his face, in his life, at his fingertips. So it's like a beautiful time to clear the old out, clear any old air out, right? Open the windows, allow the fresh air in, and start to visualize how it would feel to have all those things that you truly did feel that you wanted in your life, and need. Like what is it that you're needing? That's even more important. Where's the balance needed? You know, where do the cups need filled? What do you need to do in order to fill those cups? It's that kind of stuff. And yeah, he's just feeling into that energy. There it is, all in front of him. And he's just taking a time out as well, feet up, relaxed back, taking a time out to visualize and to create using his imagination. Okay, so what else is the guidance for this energy spirit? The Hierophant of 5. Okay, so we've got a 9 and a 5. What else? 10, 11, 12. So the Hangman is a 3 and a 2. We're all over the place here. And then the moon, isn't the moon a 17? Moon is 18, which is a 9, another 9. And 9 is like the number of self-empowerment, self-fulfillment. It's the number right before the culmination, you know, right before the 10. It's like you're almost there. You're so close. So don't give up. It's like that energy. Don't give up. So what does the Hierophant want to tell us? This is for guidance. So this is like follow the voice, the deep wisdom from within. Again, the wisdom from the ancestors, your grandmother, or maybe like really honored and sacred texts that have time-tested truths and that carry those truths and have carried those truths to this day. You know, looking to sacred texts or getting inspired through different philosophies and new perspectives, of course, with the Hangman. Let me just see if anything else is coming through here. What does the Akashic Records want to tell us about the Hierophant spirit? This, to me, is feeling like the soul is coming through to finish teaching this lesson. You know, he's acting as a teacher here. He's in front of a chalkboard with all these different mathematics written on it. And he's talking to wizards. And he's giving the final instruction because the board is completely full. So your soul is stepping in to give final instruction on how it is that you really need to, what it is that you need to release or heal about your past, why that was the way it was for so long, why it was a fixture in your life for so long, and how once you've been reflective, really listening to your soul's guidance on how to manifest what it is you do want. Because this is a powerful time for creating new again. As I said, the seedling popping up from the earth, just cracking through the earth's surface as that new being ready to live again. So there's definitely a rebirth energy here. So it feels like listening to the wisdom of the soul. So to me, this is interesting. So I'm looking at the Akashic Records right now. So that's where I'm getting this information from. This is, instead of saying, I want A, B, C, and I want it to be this way. Instead of that, you go into the Akashic Records and you ask your Akashic guides to reveal to you the plan, right? So if you're trying to make a choice about something, you can ask your Akashic record guides to reveal the choices you made before you were incarnated here. Like, what did I want to choose at this point in my life? What did I want to manifest? And that way you're open to your soul's plan and not just what your ego thinks it wants or needs at that time. So that is really putting yourself in alignment with your highest potential and with your overall plan that your soul had created before you even came to this earth at this time. So you really are you're letting go, and you're saying, not my will, but God's will, or the will of the universe, or the will of source, or the will of my higher self. What was the plan? So when you're needing guidance, ask your higher self, look into your own Akashic records. If you've never tried that before, my best guidance is that you get quiet. You do something first to get yourself into a harmonious state within. And when you feel ready, start asking questions with the intention of asking your Akashic records and your Akashic record guides. And then be open to receive what they show you in your mind's eye. A lot of the times they'll show you a visual or a picture or a symbol, because that's the easiest way to transfer a lot of information into your psyche quickly. They can use one image. A picture is worth 1,000 words, as they say. It's the same with the Akashic realm. They give you one picture, and all of a sudden, all the information about that one subject matter that you asked about will be revealed. And you won't really need to ask a ton of questions because there's so much in that one visual. If you do need to ask more questions or different types of questions, then you can keep asking. Also, another tip would be to keep a journal nearby whenever you go into your Akashic records and write down the answers you get, because it's so quick that you lose the information. Or you can talk it into the recorder on your phone if you don't want to write, or you don't want to accidentally shift out of that deeper state of awareness. Then just try to talk it into your phone. Like how I do with you guys. When I tap into the Akashic records, I tell you what I'm seeing. So you'll be doing that, but just telling your phone recorder instead. Okay, so this is asking for your divine plan, the blueprint. What was I meant to choose at this time? What was I meant to fulfill? What will make me happy? Where should I go? What should I do? Not, okay, well, my ego wants this right now, and I'm just going to try to manifest that. And then when it doesn't happen, because it's more of a contracted wish, we get frustrated and fed up and want to give up and all that kind of thing. So opening up to a greater will, to the universe's will, and trying it in a new way. So remember, this is that new moon in Cancer, and we're trying something new. It's a rebirth time. So when you talk about like new earth, for instance, how would we do this? How would we manifest on the new earth? Well, this is a perfect example. Instead of trying to manifest through our wills or our egos, we ask our higher selves for guidance and for what the plan was, and to help guide us on that plan's path. That's how we do it on New Earth. So activating our multidimensional skills when we try to manifest this time around. Okay, so that's kind of where it's headed, but that's really cool guidance. Thank you, Spirit. And this is why I love the Akashic Records, because it gives us perspective and a point of view that we normally wouldn't, just on a day-to-day, think to tap into, because it's not what we readily grab for or go for. We're not used to it yet. So when we open up to these new ways of living, we have to remind ourselves, oh yeah, I can talk to my higher self. And a lot of times we have to remind ourselves, if you're in a stuck situation, if you're having trouble, ask your angels for help. Every time I've done it, they've helped. I've never asked and had them not help. So you just have to be open to the way the help comes through. Sometimes it will come through my mind as a new idea, not as necessarily them trying to fix the situation for me. So just be really open and flexible at this time. So we got some more cards here. We got Queen of Wands in reverse and the Seven of Cups. So let me just see what's on the bottom. Seven of Wands in reverse. So I feel like they want us to be aware of something. And then we'll move on to the Oracle cards. So the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Cups in reverse. So here's reversals again. So let's see. And that's the Five of Wands you're seeing in reverse there at the bottom. A lot of reversal energy. Again, you know, the Queen of Wands upright is confidence, spiritually inspired mission, feeling that Nine of Pentacles, sovereign energy, feeling empowered and acting from your empowerment. A leader, somebody who inspires others to act on their mission and their path. It's all that kind of energy, a very creative, inspirational spark in the world. So it's in reverse. Reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So not so much empowered. And, if you are wondering what your mission is or your path or where you should go with your work at this time, definitely look into your Akashic records. If you do want a Akashic record reading, I am selling those on my website at let'sevolvetogethertarot.com. You can certainly buy one of those for me, but you can also explore and get curious and try it on your own. You never know what you might see, and then you might open up to some of your psychic gifts you didn't know you had, which is really fun. So, and that's kind of what this is about, is tapping into your multidimensionality. Well, reading the Akashic records is a way to do that. Learning how to read your Akashic records is a way to learn how to tap into your multidimensionality. I'm also getting this energy of, see here the cups are sort of in this rainbow above his head. And this one's in reverse. So this is about making the right choices for you at this time. So again, with that New Earth theme, let's just go with that for an example. You're choosing now in the New Earth paradigm what resonates with you, what feels right for you, what feels like a good fit for you, what feels like something that you really want to focus on, sink your teeth into and take forward, what feels like something you came up with, your creative choices and not someone else's. So just being aware of what you choose at this time will bring you more into your Queen of Wands or King of Wands energy, where you feel self-empowered, you feel confident because you're trusting yourself and what you choose, and it feels good. So you just feel better about it altogether because you're doing it because you're feeling this creative flow within you and you're acting on that, which is also very inspiring for yourself because you're learning how to trust yourself in that way and your soul's guidance. So with the Seven of Wands in reverse, so two sevens right next to each other in reverse. So let me just listen in on this. So what I'm hearing is when you make choices for you, by you, through your own senses, your own intuition, your own resonance and feeling, when you make choices for you through yourself, that is a way of protecting yourself energetically. That is a way of standing in your power. So the Seven of Wands is in reverse because it's almost like right now, if you're trying to make decisions through old lenses or through old paradigms. So getting really clear on what you need to shed right now and where you'd like to head next. So if we're talking about relationships, what relationship patterns would you like to let go of or release? Or what way of operating in relationships would you like to transmute or transform? And what would you like those relationships to look like in the future? So for a lot of us, that's going to be less toxicity, less drama, new ways of communicating, new ways of connecting. So instead of maybe something comes up, right? Maybe your partner comes to you and says, hey, you did ABC and that, or I felt really alone or unsupported when you did, ABC. It gives them the opportunity to come back and say, it gives them the opportunity to either A, defend their ego, or B, take the opportunity to connect with you, to listen to your feelings and how you felt in that moment. And then for them to look at themselves and see how they need to shift within their own beings as a result of that, okay? It's not fixing the problem for you because you've just taken responsibility for the challenge yourself by stating how you felt, by being honest and by expressing yourself and using clear, calm communication to do that. And now they have the opportunity to respond the same way. They can either clearly and calmly communicate and connect with you and themselves and find a way to shift the paradigm between you, or they can choose to operate in the old way, in the old earth, and defend their ego, continue down the road of toxicity. But either way, it's like getting to know what's right for you now and knowing what you need to release in order to honor what's right for you now. So by choosing what's right for you, by expressing your feelings, by sharing with others, by connecting, by collaborating, by communicating. We resolve confrontation. We don't even need to go there. It solves itself. It transmutes itself. And then that strengthens our energetic boundaries. That helps us protect our inner child, which is a lot of times what the Seven of Wands represents upright. We've learned from our ways, and we know how to stand by ourselves now. We know how to protect our energy, how to protect our inner child. We know what our inner child needs, and we're not going to let anyone else take that power away from us. So there's definitely that energy here as well, is doing your self-care, using your spiritual tools, and making sure you're putting up your energetic boundary, and you're honoring yourself through healthy action, especially when you were talking about relationships, which is usually where we learn so much from, on relating, right? How we relate. we get that direct mirror in front of us. So that's definitely a really strong energy. So, okay, I just want to see if something else comes through with the Seven of Wands here. It's like, too, when we take a stand with the Seven of Wands, and we protect our energy in healthy ways, and we express ourselves in healthy ways, that light we need to continue on our path forward comes from within. Like, we're shining our own light out onto our next steps, because now we have more clarity. Now we know what is right for us and what isn't, and it easily shows that next best step because of that. That's what was also coming through there. Okay, very cool. Okay, I just want to see what is coming through our compass deck. It's called the Enchanted Map, Oracle Cards by Colette Baron-Reid. So what is the map at this time? Where's the map leading us? Where's the map leading us at this time? Number 4, Spirit of Place. And 42, Wide Open. So that is interesting. I'm going to feel into this Spirit of Place. This feels like the home. And with the number 4, you have the energy of stability and safety and security. And as you know, Cancer represents the home. So this feels like, again, honoring, this feels like the Seven of Wands, actually honoring the soul's place within your human life. And when we start to act in according to what feels right or what resonates with us at that time, we start to honor the spirit within. And we start to make room for our divine being, the divine part of ourselves, or even our higher selves, to be on this earth plane with our human selves. And that is good. Again, integrating, harmonizing different aspects of our being, our spiritual being and our human being. So there's our human and our being, as Eckhart Tolle always says. We take time to be human, and we take time to be. So honoring the Spirit of Place is honoring the spirit within and what it needs, not just operating on a very ego, mind-based, human-driven way, but really taking time to step back and ask with the Hierophant, what is right? Not what do I want and how can I fill that need as fast as possible? What is right for this moment and for everyone involved? What is meant to be? What is the higher lesson? What is the spiritual lesson here? It's that kind of questioning, deeper questioning, more curiosity. And then 42 with Wide Open is a 6. And this is like just being in that energy of being willing to receive from the higher self, from your guides, from your heart, from your soul's wisdom, from your ancestors, open to receive on new levels. When we start to shed old behavior patterns that don't serve us anymore, there's a big weight that drops and blocks that drop, because we don't need to be carrying around unused energy or energy that doesn't serve us anymore. We prepare ourselves for the next best step by shedding that weight and opening up to what's next. So it really is a lot like that deep cleaning that we do in springtime, or going into the closet and cleaning that out and getting it ready for the garage sale or thrift store. Spring cleaning is what I meant to say. So you really are preparing yourself by doing this inner work and allowing resolution and integration and healing to take place. You're allowing yourself to be ready for, by the time that next full moon comes around, those opportunities open up, manifestations start appearing, and we're really prepared. So for the next couple weeks, it's more of a, you've got your blanket around you, you're nestled into your couch in your most coziest spot, and you're going within, and you're sourcing from there first before anything else. And then that will prepare you and prime you for those next best steps. It will open you to receive what you need from your inner sourcing to prepare for those opportunities coming your way. So it's super beautiful. So let's see what magical tools we need to honor the spirit of our humanness, the spirit within, and to open our hearts. What kind of tools do we need for this spirit? What kind of tools? Wow. We got another 9. We have several 9s already. We've got 1 9, 2, 3 with the moon. 3 9s and 2 7s. Here's another 9. This is a 36. This says witches' wounds. Remedy, magical medicine, sacred heart, and another day. Wow. And I feel like the ancestors might have the remedy, because in the beginning that's what they were saying, is there's some sort of wisdom. Remember, this isn't a pattern you started. This was a pattern started ages ago, and we have the tools for the healing if you want them, right? If you're open to them, if you're ready for them. So asking for those deep remedies for healing the heart, asking for the magical medicine, maybe even as you sleep, to help you heal this pattern or whatever it might be, this wound in the heart. Okay, what else, Spirit? What tools do we need? So that feels like heart medicine. And then 25 is a 7. So we got a 9 and a 7, our most common numbers in the whole reading. We got Bridget, Psychic Flames, 333, Sacred Milk, and Druid Magic. Well, this is so amazing. I just was reading about how the Celts and the Druids were actually their ancestry was in Atlantis. They came from Atlantis, and a lot of their magic and their lore and their healing, their, not necessarily magic, but real healing remedies, whatever that might have been, through food, herbs, incantations, crystals, whatever it was. They got the Celts and the Druids, their roots, their ancestry was in Atlantis. So I knew there was a connection, and then somebody finally said it the other day, and I was like, I knew it. There's history there. So if you ever want to, I'm still trying to research it myself. So if you want to do some sort of deep dive, especially if you feel a connection to Druids or Celts in general, Celtic culture, to definitely research their connection with Atlantis, because that is a very interesting thread that I want to get more into and see if I can find out more about that. Psychic Flames also reminds me of twin flames, and that we have the number 333 here. Sacred Milk is nourishment for healing. Of course, we have the heart, so healing the heart on a deep level. This to me also is like, if you're talking about relationships or intimate relationships, or even twin flames, or if you're talking about deep soul connections, soulmate energy, there's something here in your ancestral past. And now I'm remembering a series of books. I don't think I have it here. It's in my other room. Oh, wait. Wait, was it this one? This is not the book, but this is the author, Gates McKibbin. She wrote a series of books about a specific set of soulmates or twin flames that were reincarnated together over and over again in different lifetimes, and how they worked together to heal themselves, their community, what they were experiencing as a world at that time. Absolutely phenomenal stories. You feel like you're reading something from the Akashic Records. So if this reading is resonating with you so far, you may want to look up Gates McKibbin and her twin flame or soulmate books. And after this video, I will get the name of those books and I'll put it in the description box below so you know just what books I'm talking about. But Gates McKibbin is the author, and she does an incredible interview with Regina Meredith on Open Minds on Gaia, where she talks about those twin flame novels that she wrote and the story of this one particular couple and their reincarnational story over time, again and again, and how they worked together to come through, to live together, to try to get through their lives at the time and whatever their challenge their lives represented. So there may be some wisdom in there. And so ancestry is not just my grandmother and her grandmother and her grandmother. It's also your past lives and what you've been learning over time on repetition. And I feel like there's a culmination of all these storylines now in this lifetime where it is completing for you. It's becoming complete. And those stories, I don't know if they will help you, but they may. That may be why it came up. But I will write that in the description box. There's definitely something here with this. I like how Spirit just brought that through, how this isn't just about our ancestry and our lineage and our families. This is also about our past lives and what we've been learning on repetition, coming into culmination in this lifetime, and the pieces we need to pull from those past lives, the wisdom that we gained, and how it's all coming together now. So there's definitely pieces of the subconscious. Remember those treasures coming up to be had at this time. So that's really interesting. Wow, super powerful stuff. Amazing. Magic. It's magic. Cancer season is magical because you're talking about the healing and the integration of yourself, and you are the magic. So there is so much magic in Cancer season because it's about you, and it's about you becoming at one with the wholeness that you already are. It's about you recognizing the wholeness that you already are. So that's complete magic. That's it. That's what we're looking for. That's the awakening, that it's you. Everything is you. So anyway, I won't get too esoteric on you because then I'll confuse myself. Okay, so let me see where I want to go next, because I know I don't want to go on too long because I want to keep you guys, I don't want to keep you too long, and I want to keep your attention. So let's look at the High Priestess Oracle, since I'm feeling that energy a lot today, that feminine moon energy, the shadow. Ooh, okay. Whoa, wow. Healing the heart, power of self-love. Yes, we did get that. And she flew out again, a 27. Where did I see 27? Okay, it must have been in my Instagram reel I just posted. I think it was. On Let's Evolve Together Tarot on Instagram, I just put up a reel, and I think it also had a 27. Healing the heart. Those images look really similar with their patterning. Very interesting. Look at this. It's like something emerges from the fog. The background is fuzzy, and this face clearly emerges. Very interesting. And look at that. The spheres, the concentric circles all overlapping behind her. Okay. What else, Spirit? That seems pretty on point, which is why it flew out. 15, another 6. Deep emotions, unknown feelings, and past life influences. And doesn't that look so Atlantean? So looking into your Akashic records, I just started doing galactic Akashic record readings where we can dive deep into more past lives where you were in Atlantis, Lemuria, or even other star systems, or as a different star race, for instance. But it looks like there's something for you to retrieve here from past life influence. Like, why am I feeling this way? Or why do I always attract this? This doesn't even feel like me anymore. Or what is this about? It can be very healing when you start to hear about those past lives, because it can give you those puzzle pieces to solve your own riddles within, which can feel quite big. I don't want to cover these up. I'll just do that. Okay. Self-care. What can we do for self-care here, Spirit, at this time? What is the best thing for self-care? Look to the stars. Oh, I love that. Look at your astrology. Get your astrology chart read, or talk to your galactic spirit guides or ancestors. Ask for that guidance. Ask for their wisdom. Ask for, or seek, just looking into your birth chart, your astrological birth chart can give you so much information about why things are, or why things have been playing out, what you can look forward to next, how certain transits have been affecting you. What kind of support you might need to bring in, why you have certain challenges, all that stuff. It can be so enlightening. So look to the stars is the self-care. Another 4. I'll do that. Okay. All right. Okay, let's finish with one of these, and then we'll do the pick-a-piles. Okay, Spirit, what's the final message? Allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. And that's even saying yes to being willing to listen to another's perspective. Just be open, seeing all sides of a situation, and then coming to a healthy, balanced, harmonious place and conclusion for all, and not acting out of old patterning or old experiences just because it's always looked this one way. It will always look this way in the future. Not true. So allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's needed can come next. So that would be releasing resistance, fear, and criticism, self-criticism, or criticism of others. Okay, wow, thank you so much for listening. That was such a magical, powerful reading. Let's do the pick-a-piles. So once again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and let's do pile 1. I will move my hands at one point so you can take a picture. Okay, pile 1. So you've got number 47, which is an 11, the thinking woman. So this is spending a lot of time in contemplation. This is Virgo energy. Needing to take time out to oneself, not ready to speak yet, okay? Spirit's message is forgiveness. Holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging of human emotions. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. When you start to heal your own wounds, forgiveness will come naturally as a result of your healing. It won't be something you do as a choice. Forgiveness is a result of you healing that wound inside of you. It happens naturally. It's a byproduct. So don't feel like you need to go forgive if you're not feeling ready to forgive. That's not how forgiveness works. Forgiveness is a result of you coming into integration within over what happened in the past. So if you're not there yet, it's just pointing you toward the self. More love for the self. Self-love, we got that card. Power of self-love. Look at all this green. There's a lot of earth energy, a lot of Virgo energy here. Of course, with this, the remedy of the grandmothers. Looking into your past a little bit, even your immediate past, like parents, grandparents, and the parents above them. So balancing the brain is the mantra, I can be and do all at once. I can be and do all at once. So this tells me if you're feeling overwhelmed because you just need more solitary time, allow your energy to expand so that you can also get the things done that you need to get done on a daily basis, whatever that might be, like going to work. But you can also take time out and make sure you give that time to yourself when it's possible during the day or at night. So allowing your energy to expand and asking the angels for help to accommodate everything in your life, including your need to be quiet and solitary at times. Okay, so if you want to take a picture of that. Beautiful. So I'll put the mantra on the top. And the other side said balancing the brain, if you're wondering again. Okay, pile 2. Energy card 16, which is a 7, patience. You've got patience. And this would be self-reflection too. With the 7s, it's all about self-assessment, spiritual assessment on your growth or on your life, where it's headed, that kind of thing. Inspire passion. Life devoid of passion can be a boring, uninspired blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. Now is the time to reignite your passions and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which will in turn reconnect you with all that is sacred. This could be having patience with your passion and how it's manifesting, and really allowing yourself to enjoy the journey and the process rather than waiting for a result will really help guide you on that path. And your mantra is embodying my soul, which is what this looks like. I have a right to be excited, and following your excitement. And for instance, if you can't follow your excitement right then and there, take a preliminary step to following your excitement. What will help you get there, for instance, if you're not ready to go straight there? What is the preliminary step or the preparation step to help you get to that point where you feel like you're doing your passion? And also really sinking in, embodying, sinking in to the present moment and not harboring down hard and contracting on some sort of result. That will help you, because patience is only a concept that we need to introduce to the mind because it's feeling impatient, because it's not honoring the moment. Patience isn't exactly a thing that exists other than to appease the contracted state of the mind, which is just hoping for a quick result. But if your evolution is one that's present, the need for patience ceases to exist. There is no need for patience unless you're feeling impatient. And if you're feeling impatient, you're focused on a future outcome. So really sinking into the present moment will really help you with the process of this journey. Okay, so if you want to take a picture, and look at all the feathers of her wings, and this is flames, but it looks like feathers here. This is flames of a fire. So it feels very ethereal. Okay, and I have a right to be excited. And the other side was embodying my soul. Pile 3. Ooh, sorry. Okay, pile 3. Number 19, which is a 10, rest and rejuvenation. Yes, right in line with everything here. Pile 3. Taking time to meditate and get centered. Self-love. You got the self-love right here. Same. Self-love. Now is the time to love, nurture, and heal yourself. Self-love is not simply a state of mind about feeling good. It's a state of appreciation for yourself that grows and matures from actions you take to support your body, mind, and soul. It's like over time, as you heal, as you grow and mature, you just start taking care of yourself because you know that's what's right. That's what feels right. It becomes natural. After you start to get the hang of it, and after you start to heal and integrate, you can't not do it, because it is the higher path. It is the path of the higher frequencies to take care of self, to practice self-love. When you are finally at that place where you're merged with your inner self and you're honoring yourself and you're acting out of authenticity and integrity, you're not outside of love. Therefore, you can't even try to love yourself. You're just in it. You're in that love, and you're making the right choices for you and the people around you and your life's path, and you're just in that like love soup. So it's like the air you breathe. You can't get out of it. You're just in it. It's just part of you, and it becomes like that. Okay, honoring adversity is your mantra. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. So if you feel like you're burning right now and you're really transforming, a fire reveals a path of renewed direction. Know that a new direction will be revealed after this, that it doesn't end like this. Again, getting guidance from the stars if you so choose. Go ahead and take a picture. And really taking that time for yourself every day to connect with Source. That's like you recharging your batteries by meditating every day, getting quiet every day. Connect with Source, recharge your batteries, connect with that 5D energy, and align with who you are now, what you need now, and what is right for you. So that every day that gets easier, and that not one more day will go by where you're acting out of alignment. It just becomes part of everything that you are in your life. Okay? So thank you so much, everyone. This was truly a magical, very inspiring reading. I'm inspired to dive deep over the next couple weeks. I hope you are too. Please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. I have more videos coming for you soon, and I would love to see more of you here. And also, please comment on how you're doing with this energy. I'd love to know how it's feeling for you. And I will see you soon with the next reading. So namaste, and thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Aloha.